All right, part of this trip with being efficient with your remote scouting or going to your remote properties, you want to maximize your time. So one of the things I'm going to do and show you how to do is patterning a shotgun. Now there's not really much we can do on the fly for adjustments here. We're just purely wanting to see where do the pellets hit on the target. So you see the target's down there. It's got that big blue spot on it. That's roughly the size of a decent sized rooster. Might be a little big, but hey, I like to dream big. This is the stuff I'm using here. Make sure you have your hearing protection. Shells, of course. I use this blue tape because it's easy to see. It's cheap. I'm just going to pepper it with lead, so no reason to expensive. And then another really important tool is a rangefinder. Now, if you get into archery hunting, this is almost as important as like your bow release. Probably even more important than your binoculars, because you need to know how far your target is. Well, when we're patterning a shotgun here, we want to know what is our exact distance that we have our best group at. So then when we decide if we need a choke or we need to try some different ammunition, we can make that call based on that. So I have two different loads of pheasant loads that I'm going to test out, and we'll see how it looks on paper in a minute here. All right, I got a shell in. We got our hearing protection on. I'm going to go ahead and load up, safety off, and fire down the range in normal shooting position for when you're pheasant hunting. Gun is hot. All right, gun is empty. All right, let's go see how we did. Okay, another key point here is you can learn some stuff about how you shoot. So I didn't do too bad here. I got quite a few pellets on here. If this was a pheasant, he probably would have been knocked down. Probably would have gotten the bird in the bag, but obviously I shot a little high. Part of that is just it's a low shot. It might not look like it when you're down range, though. That's kind of low to aim. So I probably would have helped myself by making my target a little higher, but also, you know, maybe there's something I need to learn here too with how my accuracy is with a shotgun. It's kind of hard to know that with a shotgun because you're spraying so many pellets. So when you're shooting clays and stuff, as long as you're breaking the clays, you might feel like you're doing pretty good. But this would tell me that I need to probably level off a little bit. Maybe I flinched a little. So you can get that information too. Okay, so that was the 2 3/4 inch. I already got my target flipped around, so I know which way the pellets already passed. When I go to check these pellets, I'll explain more on that when we get down after this shot. I'm going to go ahead and go with the 3-inch shell now, and I already know that I prefer this shell, but I guess we'll see if that's confirmed when we see it on the target here in a second. Still at 20 yards. Okay, gun is hot. Safety off. Okay, so that was the 3-inch shell. I guess I can take these off now. So right before I shot, I told you that I'd flipped the target around. If you look here, you can see on the box where my 2 3/4 shell, where I hit with those pellets, they pushed through to this side. So I flipped the box around so that I could tell the difference. Otherwise, you're going to burn through so much cardboard doing this. So that's a decent tip for you to use when you're patterning your shotgun. So flipped it around, put some fresh tape up. As you can see here, this confirmed my preference for those other shells. Of course, they are 3-inch, so they pack a little bit more wallop. Aren't aren't going to spread out quite so quick as the 2 3/4 inch shell. But as you can see here, we got a lot of pellets on our target. This would have been a crushed pheasant. Still, maybe if I wanted to make an assessment on how my shooting is personally, this might tell me I'm still maybe a touch high, a little bit better on center than my last shot. Again, part of that could just be though the difference in the charge on the shell. So I'm going to stick with the second shell that I used coming into this pheasant season. I probably don't need a choke at this point at 20 yards. Now, if I wanted to back up to 30 yards, you know, that's when you're kind of getting into that question of ethics. You know, is that a safe shot as far as, am I just going to get a handful of pellets, if that, on the bird and only do enough to injure it and, you know, it dies a slow death? We want to make sure that it's a good ethical shot. So at this, what this is telling me is here at 20 yards, yeah, it's a good shot. 30 yards, maybe I need to look into buying a choke for pheasant season. So that's for pheasants. I'm going to go ahead and flip the box around, and I'm going to do a turkey load through a turkey choke so we can see how that goes. Typically when you're turkey hunting, you're going to be in a seated position, whether you're in a blind or maybe you're just got some really good camo on, you're sitting at the base of a tree or something. So I have my turkey lounge chair here, and I'm going to actually shoot from this position. It's not going to be as comfortable as standing. And again, with turkey loads, these are pretty heavy loads. This is another 3-inch shell here that I'm going to send down range. So it packs a little bit of a wallop when you squeeze off a shot. So I'm going to let my camera lady back up to a safe position well behind me. I'm going to load, and then we're going to rock. Another thing to be careful of too, safety-wise, notice where my feet are when I'm turkey hunting. Don't go trimming your toenails with a 12 gauge. Bad idea. Gun is hot. Safety off. Gun is clear. Okay, so just fired off the turkey load here through my turkey choke. Is at 20 yards. Again, I'm a little bit high. Could be a mechanics thing on my end again. Something I should take a look at with some more practice shooting. But also, I am shooting downhill a little bit. So there's maybe, I don't know, 3 feet of drop or something from where I'm sitting. So I could be just not making a good enough adjustment that way too. I did get quite a few pellets right here on the turkey's head. That's going to be a dead bird. But again, I want to bring this pattern that ends up here closer over to here, just to make sure I'm making the most ethical shot possible. So obviously some mechanic stuff that I can look at here and make an adjustment on my own. But as far as just checking the pattern of my shotgun with those shells, with that choke, I'm pretty happy. That's a nice tight group. We can see that the vast majority of our pellets are within, you know, kind of this cereal bowl size area here, and even on the outer edge here, where of that densest part of my pellets, I still got enough pellets here on the bird to get the job done.